we got a red dot here. Yellow dot, green dot. Okay. Well, it is raining in a lot of places, so maybe that's screwing up the internet some places. Oh, man. I don't know. What is up with this? No, that seems about right. Oh, I just seem a little more... Oh, there's a lot more space above my head. Huh. I don't actually know what's causing that. I have to actually check that out. Also, I gotta change it so that auto zoom is turned off. But yeah, so far, what a day, what a day. Certainly can't complain. Okay, how about this? Does this help? Oh yeah, that definitely helped. Okay, weird. Alright, let's move this over. Yeah, there we go. Much, much better. So, I actually spent most of my day today listening to Jesse Lee Peterson stuff. You know, since it's going to be pretty important that I get closer to God, I'm going to need every little bit of advice and help that I can get, and guidance really, so I can get closer with God. Because for what is to come, I mean, that's really what I need to cling to. Because, you know, big stuff's finally happening. So, Surface Pro review. Isn't that the Microsoft thing? So, yeah. And then actually, you know, I actually got contacted my trademark lawyer today. It's just an update. So I actually will not get a decision until sometime around, let's see, like April 9th or something of next year. So it's gonna be interesting. But it turns out that if I do succeed in this, I can actually somehow go after him by using like some free enforcement portal that like exists in Europe. But the thing is, they talk a lot about confiscating goods, but I mean, this is digital stuff, so I'm not really sure. I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens, but you know, we'll see. I don't have to worry about it for several months essentially, but in the meantime, I'll be a lot stronger, and the game will be very well on its way at that point, right? You know, the game's releasing October 14th. I'm actually taking the time between now and next week to quickly learn landscaping, right? I mean, it's insane. As a sole developer, you really do have to learn so many skills. It's like I'm so stretched thin, you know? But at least, you know, over time, you know, at least, you know, there's going to come at a point where I don't need to learn anything new per se. All right, we just keep redoing the same old, I guess. Which is a little bit of a shame because I do like learning new stuff. It's just that I have to cram so much new stuff now. But, you know, well, we'll see how it goes. Especially now that crypto's finally doing what it's freaking supposed to do. So I spent a lot of time this morning also readjusting crypto positions, mostly going long and my Ledger X stuff. So we'll see how that turns out. Fireman, hospitality groups here on Broadway, New York City, restaurant, speaking on AG's role in future regulation. Okay, so it looks like the markets across the board went up. I know Greg just sent out a tip that said tech is turning around, which is, thank God, because tech has been under pressure since like March, right? And that basically means cryptocurrencies are also going to be turning around too. In fact, it's leading the charge. And crude oil is already surging like crazy. It's almost $80 a barrel. So that's good for American teens. That's right, because that's what the banks and central banks and big banks want. They want people in the dollar, and of course, young people don't know any better, so they're being taken advantage of. So dollar got stronger today, cryptos got stronger, everything's getting stronger today. Okay, and Riot's way undervalued at this point, so it needs to continue surging, so hopefully we'll see something there. I think at least try to get my money back for a stupid Riot, but really I want more. I really want all the dollars from that shit. I mean, it's like very irritating. Let's make sure we got the right bond numbers. Facebook is sorry for a mass outage and reveals why it happened. Yeah, I mean, I forgot to actually post on Facebook because, like, you know, the game's coming out. So I used it, I think, this morning. Yeah, it was working just fine. All right, so bond yields across the board actually sold off a bit too. So this is actually very interesting. So I'm seeing a lot of activity going on. So I think what's happening is people are selling off bonds and buying up cryptocurrencies and stocks. So that's not too bad. And I guess some it had some kind of effect on the dollar too. So I guess everybody wins today, except precious metals. But guess what? I don't. I always crap on precious metals. All right, so Bitcoin is actually doing extremely well. It's now at 51,365. Is this thing on? I mean, it should be, but I don't know why. Yeah, that's obviously Satan making me uncertain. All right, so crypto across the board is just doing absolutely fantastic. Like, this is just great. I expect a little bump once Bitcoin goes back to 64 grand or 63.5 because that was the previous high earlier this year before going to all-time new highs. October, I mean, it was looking really bad yesterday, but we're now finally back on track. October will be the month because it was supposed to happen in September, but September traditionally is always massively G word for crypto, so all right, so October is where it's at. And this is very good. So I actually sold some more puts on Bitcoin options on Ledger X, which means I make more money the higher that Bitcoin goes up. And I did it at like $80,000. So, I got a lot of premium money from that. And then I bought like a bunch of call options for June 2022 for Bitcoin. I think the strike price was 150,000. Let me actually check. What did I buy? Oh yeah, oh yeah. And I actually added up. I added a little more to my October 29th to like basically the end of this month Bitcoin calls. Very small amount because it's obviously high risk, but extremely high reward. So it's already almost about to reach profit. I bought 21 call options of June 24th, 2022. So I control 0.21% of a bit, 0.21 of a Bitcoin or 21% of a Bitcoin for like, I don't know, how much did I wind up spending? For like $1,000 or something. So it's actually really cheap, really good. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I think this has already gone up in value. Let me see. I bought it for 2,700. Yeah, it's already gone up in value by $2 a piece. So I already made $42. Not bad. Obviously, I'm not selling because we know that this thing's gonna go way higher. Yeah, so I have 14 call options that expire at the end of this month. Very high risk, but very little money. I think I risk like $50, but I can turn that $50 into like a few $100, and then I don't know what I'll actually decide to do. I'll have to check. I'll have to check over here at Trader's Choice to see what the RSI is looking at. Actually, yeah, we do need to look at that before we look at CoinMarketCap. All right, so things are looking very good. Not only does this thing say strong buy, but look at this. We're starting at a negative RSI, right? You can see my mouse down here, and then like this thing's going straight up. And Greg's also confirming the signal too. He said tech's turning around. In fact, when we watch the video, he'll probably say cryptos are turning around too. Like everything is in position, right? I'm going to become a millionaire. I want to become a millionaire. It's been a long time. And then for all of you who are watching this, you'll be making, I don't know how much money any of you are using, but whatever number you're using, add like 2 or 3 digits, right? So you put in 1,000, you're going to make 100 grand to a million. Is that right? 2 to 3 digits. Okay, well, okay. Add 2 digits, okay? Add 2 digits, maybe 3 digits if you really know what you're doing. So yeah, I guess 1 to 3 digits. But you're gonna make at least 10 extra money. But we're going for beyond that. Now, Binapet is under a little pressure. And actually, what is the price of coin or index? Yeah, but index will eventually recover. Whatever. All I care, and then of course Binance going up, and everything's tied to Binance Coin. So making some good money there. So, all right, so Bitcoin's going up. Once Bitcoin is, because remember, the way it usually works is Bitcoin goes up, everything else goes up afterwards. Now, because of the market distortions and manipulations, maybe what we're going to see is everything just goes up at the same time, but maybe a couple coins will go up more often than not. And we'll talk about Shiba coin too, because Shiba's been sleeping around for a long time, and I accumulated quite a bit of it on my Hotbit account due to that interest that they're paying all this time. And Cardano's doing really nice too. So Ethereum's at 3,500 bucks. Binance is 442. I mean, Binance has already recovered a lot of its losses already, so this thing is doing just fantastic. Cardano is still kind of slow, but it'll eventually pop off. It kind of sucks that. I think the reason is because there's technically no DeFi on Cardano yet. The foundation is there for it, but people have to develop it, which is why Cardano is spending like, what is it they announced, $100 million to fund DeFi projects. So I mean, they're gonna be pretty late to the party, but I'm sure it'll still go up. Dogecoin, of course, doing fantastic. Let's see. Oh man, ICP is, sheesh. Didn't know it went down that much. VeChain, Filecoin, yeah. Shiba Inu is obviously the big one. This thing has just started surging all of a sudden. I have no idea why, and I obviously don't care. Now, in order to get back all of my money, at least for the initial investment, I need this to be 3,500 satoshis of a dollar. But it was dollar cost averaging like crazy, and I even bought it when this thing was like as low as 700 satoshis. So I think I'm already like broken even or very close. But that's not what I want. I want this thing to hit like, let me see, 100,000 satoshis of a dollar. So that's 0.1 cent each. That's a lot of zeros though, so I don't even know if that's feasible. We're talking basically 100x. So this would be a market cap of 666 billion. Yeah, that's actually impossible. 10x would put this at, 17,000 satoshis of a dollar. Huh. Well, then again, I think they burned something. How many Shiba coins burned? They do actually burn them, I think. Yeah, they said they delivered the promise on the coins. Oh yeah, because right, Vitalik Buterin donated like $2 billion worth of Shiba, and then he burned the rest. So this number is actually not accurate. I actually forgot about that. Does this thing take into account the burn, or do I have to manually calculate this crap? This is the circulating supply. Yeah, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to find out the real number. Okay, till now, over 40% Shiba Inu tokens have been burned, which amounts to around 410 trillion coins, worth around 7 billion. Okay. No, that's not true. There are 1,000 trillion Shibas. 500 coins are given away to Vitalik Buterin, and he burned away 90% of that. And he gave away, right, that's what I just mentioned. Okay, so these are the specific numbers. So there are still about 500 trillion Shiba coins. There's far too many. You want to get to 1 cent per coin. Every going to half of the number of coins. They do not have the other coins, so they cannot burn. Let's say in total, so not when you earn some coins by lending, say burn this coin price. If you in a few, the total number goes down. Perhaps everybody just need to burn 20 and burn sticky. Okay, so I think all the coins have actually been minted. So I guess this is the real number. Alright. Okay. Alright, works for me. Enter hash graph. Yeah, Pancake Swap. Wow, Pancake Swap's not at back at 20 bucks again. I do have like $2,500 worth of eCash. So that's a little disappointing. I was hoping I'd go up, but well, whatever. Of course. But whatever, things are coming back. And again, the most important thing here is that Bitcoin is way above 50 grand, and it's just going higher and higher and higher. So yeah, let's just enjoy this ride. I think when Bitcoin gets pretty like 60 grand, definitely if it hits beyond 64,000, I'm definitely gonna sell those call options that expire, in October. I want to take my profit. After that, I'll have to like figure out what to do. I'll worry about it then, right? Just live in the moment now and don't think about the future too much, right? Because it doesn't exist. It's so weird to have to readjust my lifestyle, now that becoming a better Christian. Yeah. Oh, speaking of which, yeah, I've actually noticed CWC is still like doing his thing. Like I'm 100% convinced now that he's definitely a subversive FBI federal agent now. There's just no other logical explanation why you would do what he does. Dresses weird, especially looks like he's trying to look like a Nazi, right? He's enduring like an unusually large amount of shame for no good reason and clearly no gain. And he's still like sending his loser bot account to try to download the video that I did calling his dumbass out. So I don't know, man. Something's really fishy. Something's really fishy, man. You know, and yeah, it's he's trying to look like he's got a lot of support, but everybody hates his guts. So these things don't actually make any sense. So, and I see that Yoba and the crew are calling out the Wignets, which is a good thing, like the neo Nazis. So it's pretty obvious that I think I know what's happening. They're basically the FBI and CIA and deep state, whatever you want to call them, are just trying to discredit everybody. And they're sending their G word little F word agents to try to make us look bad. And so that it'll be like, oh, you see, they're all Nazis. Like arrest them all. So yeah, system's losing control, but they still have quite a bit of power. So we'll just have to see how it pans out. Okay, so I think that is there anything else? No, I guess that's about it. So all right, let's see. Yeah, we still want to keep this open. So Jet Swap, 23.9 cents. That's kind of irritating. But again, but the Bitcoin's going up, so everything else is eventually gonna go up too. It's just not gonna matter too much. But it'd still be nice if it would be going up right now. Alright, let's see what Greg's got for us today. Because after this, I'm going to go to Target. I'm going to get some ice cream. And then I actually want to work today because I spent most of my day today doing Christian studies stuff. So I actually want to get to work because I've decided I'm going to actually go through the 16-hour course on landscaping and Unreal Engine as well. So, I think I'll be done by the end of this week, assuming I do 4 hours a day. Because it's total 16 hours. Yeah, today is Tuesday. So maybe I'll be done by Saturday, and then that means Saturday will be October 9th, and then the game releases on the 14th next Thursday, or 2 Thursdays from now. So, I kind of want to try and maybe push something out before the 14th. So, because right now it's just a box. It's still going to be a box on the 14th, but I actually want like the background to have mountains or whatever. Just something that's there, and then I'll obviously build from there. Because I actually do want to start implementing that stamina system, so I can really start envisioning what seditionists, could be, right? What Crude Royale could be. I'm actually curious. Can people actually pronounce the word Crude correctly? Because it's actually a play on the word autark. All right. Autark. Autark.
Autark. Autark. Autark. Autark.
Yeah, because the RCH is actually pronounced as RK, so you pretend it's a K. Autark.
Autark. Autark.
Autark. Yeah. That makes sense because it's a ruler who has absolute power.
Okay, and
okay. God, man, a 14-minute video, man. Yeah, I guess I'll just never. I'll never get to leave. Well, at least my Mighty Party looks empty, I guess. Fed playing the same old BS, crude oil surging, do not short this market. Yeah, I cannot imagine anyone stupid enough to short the markets. That's literally just, wow.
all
Psychotic.
right.
That's
People,
the only word I can think
sit
of.
down, get comfortable. We have to talk. I was writing all day in my little book here.
Oh, you do have
A lot of stuff I want to cover, a lot going on here. So yes, this is my post-market wrap-up on this just absolutely lovely. It's and every day is lovely.
Oh, it's when I lean forward, that's why.
Tuesday, October 5th, 2021. People, a nice little rally here on Wall Street. Okay, Just lovely, perfect, whatever. Crude oil has now cracked $79 a barrel.
Yeah.
With regard to crude oil, I believe relatively soon we're going to see highs with regard to crude oil that is going to shock people.
Yeah,
I
90,
really
100 bucks easily.
sincerely
Probably
believe that crude is going much higher, and I want you all to be aware of that. Okay, that's going to pull the energy sector higher. That's going to pull the financial sector higher. That is going to push the stock market higher. Let's talk more that just a little bit here for all of these doomers and gloomers and whoever the hell they think these people. We have a stock market today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is less than 5% off of its all-time high. The S&P 500,
Really?
about 4%. The NASDAQ, about 6%. I'll talk about that in a moment, too. Actually, you know what? Let's cover that real quick. Tech, yes, we're about 6% down. Nothing going on here, but it looks to me, and if you follow my newsletter, hint, yet again, free, there is a link in the description of this video. I sent out a little notice today to all of you regarding tech. I sent out a few stocks that I think look very good to me here. So if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, check your email. As a matter of fact, I sent out a ton of things today in my newsletter, all very important. Check your email, all of my current subscribers. Now, if you have not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? Seriously? Subscribe today. It's 100% free, and you're going to get all kinds of neat little things in your email box from me personally. Yes, you will. I promise you that. All right, people. So I want you to become aware of something else that is going on. It's a phenomenon that we have seen, you and me, over and over and over again. It doesn't stop. I'm talking about the Federal Reserve. They play a game. They play a game with the people. Market's not buying it, but they're playing a game here. What am I talking about? So we heard from the Fed today, actually from two Fed presidents and a former Fed chairperson regarding inflation. Let's talk about this. So Fed Evans, you know this creature from wherever he's from here. He sees, this is his vision. He's having a vision. Oh, it's a vision. You're seeing, he sees inflation dropping. Now the other freak, Bullard, sees inflation climbing. Who do you think is right? I think it's a big fat duh. And then we got Janet Yellen today, on top of her warnings about meltdowns and crashes and financial crisis, and now it's a recession. She said, the other thing over there, that inflation will persist. I mean, come on, how many do we actually need here? And here's the biggest laugh of them all. So we understand, you and me. We've been hearing about, insider trading going on here at the Federal Reserve. We got the Fed chair himself, the vice chair, and at least two Fed presidents who, nothing's happening to these people, nothing at all. They can just, resign with hundreds of millions of dollars in ill-gotten gains. But the Federal Reserve is now launching, are you ready for this? An investigation on itself. Yet again, people, make it up. We heard this out of the mouth of Jay Powell, the Fed chairman, before it was revealed that he himself was coincidentally, just a coincidence, he was coincidentally buying the same securities that the Federal Reserve itself is buying. He spoke, oh yes, we're going to be launching an internal investigation. So the Fed is being allowed to investigate itself. What do you think the outcome of this is going to be? People, let me enlighten you a little bit as to what's really going on at the Federal Reserve. There's a lot of very misinformed people and YouTube bloggers who I respect a lot who have no clue. I'm telling you the truth. They think the Fed is somehow flying by the seat of their pants. No. Everything we're seeing now, everything we've been seeing, has been thought out years ago. Years ago. And we are now seeing the effects of it. I've told you this over and over and over again. The Fed could not possibly be in a better spot than they are right now. They created this entire environment, everything with regard to the economy, I'm just going to say it, scamdemic, okay, and everything else with regard to their debt issuance and debt acquisition, becoming a lender and buyer of last resort, fulfilling their end game. All this has been set in motion years ago. So understand that what you are seeing now is again a side effect of what they have planned out, and they're not done. I keep explaining this to people, but you think I'm lying. The Fed is not done in their takeover maneuvers. You're going to see things come down the pike as we move forward. You're not going to possibly believe. I mean, would any of you have imagined that the population today would be subjected to the things they are today? I don't think so. And nothing really is what it seems to be. You got to look underneath it all. Okay, anyone out here. I know there's a lot. Not you, not any of you that follow this blog. Look at things at face value and think that what you're seeing is true. And most people are getting their information from these mainstream outlets that their job is to keep you distracted, to keep you looking in the wrong spot, to have you believe you're existing in something that actually isn't what it is. The whole system, from the corruption upside down, backwards and sideways, people still believing in a system that does not exist anymore, elections that don't matter, nothing, any of it. But again, we need, I guess, these kind of people. Personally, I wish they would all open up their eyeballs. All they got to do is pay attention for a nanosecond. And I think they would get it. Let us move forward here. So on the economic front, we got a few things here that we found out. So home affordability is cratering, okay? Obviously, we are in some kind of a real estate bubble. What did the Fed do? They deliberately reinflated a housing bubble, just like the stock market, hyper bubbles, both of them are. And this, again, is not allowing the average guy or girl to buy an average price home. This is the definition of a bubble. Period. The end. When the average guy or the average girl is unable to buy a home at an average price, there's a bubble. You understand? But this is all basic stuff here. So we're hearing more talk, people, regarding inflation. I mean, it's surging. It's absolutely surging. Global supply chains are expected to remain in this crisis that we're in for literally the foreseeable future. Now they're saying, it's being reported at least, through at least 2023. Now again, what are they going to do? Look at what's happening to energy prices. Crude oil surging, just like I told all of you it would. How many of you have the guts to admit you were wrong? All right, those that called me out. Oh, Greg, you're wrong. Oil's never going back up over 78. Kramer got it right. You're an idiot, Greg. How many of you have the guts? Let's see. Watch the comments. I bet you it's about 0. No, there is no top here, and crude's going much higher. But anyway, the mechanism here is going to be very, very simple. And I explained this to you at the onset. They're going to point over to energy. They're going to point at supply chains disruptions to try to explain to those people who don't even have a fraction of a functioning brain cell that that's the reason why we're seeing inflation. No, nothing could possibly be further from the truth. This is the Fed. It's what they're doing. They're running this inflation creation machine at full speed with no end in sight. They have no intention to taper or stop buying assets. And even if they were, it would not be enough to make even the fraction of a difference. So like I've been explaining to you, be ready for the second wave. It's going to hit us like a freaking tidal wave. I'm telling you right now. Duh. Look what I wrote here. Duh. Duh. Unbelievable. Oh, here's another piece of lovely information. Personal income. I mean, this really is a duh. And this is where I wrote, personal income not keeping up with the current rate of inflation. No. Make it up, people. Make it up. I dare you. This is what's being reported. Really? What a shock. What am I going to do with myself? Make it up. Make it up, people. I'm telling you. And we also found this out. Although there has been an adequate supply of new vehicles, well, it's being reported that new vehicle sales have plummeted. Do you know why? Because people can't afford them. They're broke. They're borrowing beyond their eyeballs. It's what they always do. It's incredible. And then one last thing. People, I do get it. Market's overvalued. Market's in a hyper bubble. It's out of control. Even the MMRI, this is Greg Manarino's indicator, the one that I am following, okay, did gain today. What does that mean? Well, a gain in the MMRI means risk is increasing. All right. Dollar got stronger today. You got the 10-year yield, which came up a little bit. It's reflected in the MMRI. In my view, it doesn't mean a damn thing. We're still in low risk, okay? Now, I am hearing rumors here and there. Some of you are taking up short positions against this market. Let me just say this. I wish you a whole lot of luck, sincerely. In my opinion, you could not possibly be more wrong. Okay. The market is going to remain as crazy distorted as it is way longer than you are going to remain solvent. You're going to end up broke. Okay,
Yeah,
what you should be doing to capitalize on this market,
actually,
people, is setting up credit spreads. You should be selling puts against certain assets. The ones that I post right here on my website, the stock picks there. You should.
One thing I wonder is, because if we know the Federal Reserve is going to keep buying stuff, the Federal Reserve is going to keep buying stuff. So I don't know. Does that mean like they can kind of keep cryptocurrencies going like indefinitely? I mean, that could happen if they fully regulate Bitcoin and crypto and then basically screw everything up. But then the only upshot to that is, they can basically manipulate it upward forever because now they're in control of crypto. So obviously they're going to want to keep it, going up and up. The Vietnam War sniper known as White Feather. The White Feather sniper.
Be selling puts against these.
I have too much
you
to
should
do to really get
setting
distracted
up credit
with stuff
spreads
like
here, and not playing the game of trying to capitalize on this market because you expect it to drop because some people are calling for a crash this month.
Yeah.
It's going to catch
referring to
so
Robert
many people off
Kiyosaki,
guard.
which I thought was
You're
just
gonna get
retarded.
hurt. You're gonna get hurt, and I hate that. Like I always say to you,
He's actually been wrong about
this
a
channel's
lot
for
of
winners,
stuff.
Okay.
So I don't even
And
know
I
why
don't
people
want
still
anyone to
listen
lose.
to him.
I don't want you to lose. I don't want you to get hurt. The setup here is pretty amazing for the market. We have crude oil continuing to get a bit higher, going much higher. It's the lifeblood of the market. It's going to pull the stock market higher with it. Easy money is not going to stop. For as far as the eyeball can see, bad economic news is going to drive the market higher. It's going to cause the Fed to continue to move goalposts. Okay, and the bad economic news won't stop. It won't stop. Our economy is in free fall. It's cratering. We've never seen anything like this before. But according to our politicians and the mainstream, we're firing on all cylinders. Couldn't be better, really. It's bizarre. It really is. The lies and the propaganda they're trying to sell people, and I guess some people are buying it. Ain't me, and not you either. All right, people. Look, that's it. I'm going to end this video blog. Very important stuff I covered here.
Okay.
Please share this video, and I will see you. And
Come to think of it, I was kind of half paying attention to his stuff, and I didn't hear him mention much about cryptos. Shortages of everything. Let me see. He's got to have big on credit. Why are altcoins stagnant? This was 3 hours ago.
Welcome to Bitcoin. Like I said, Crack 50.
Altcoins in Q3, Brazil plus Bitcoin, more Bitcoin news. Shit, maybe we should have watched this instead. More crypto news. Thoughts on Shiba? Well, we don't need that. We know it's whatever. Okay. Alright, this is what we want.
Flows weekly newsletter, and this measure, I'll know something's holding Ethereum back because I have a lot cycle projects. Like one altcoin shot up to the moon, okay, and then in Q4, Bitcoin shot up to the moon. Bitcoin dominance started going up majorly, and I mentioned this before. Midway pushing about Q3, I would say. That's when altcoins shot up to the moon, okay, and then in Q4, Bitcoin shot up to the moon. Bitcoin dominance started going up majorly, and I mentioned this before many times. And then after Bitcoin had that blow off top event in December for the next month, then altcoins picked up and went up like 100x. So are we going to see something like that again? Or we going to mimic that because people are going to concentrate more on Bitcoin? Avalanche and Terra all finished up 300%. So yeah, there's really nothing to be complaining about. Had you picked up these really good altcoins, you would be up at. Wanted a good, reliable mid-sized truck with my Cody gains. Thing, biggest rumor that's almost like confirmed already, and that is Brazil.
This is what's happening. That's pretty surprising. Bitcoin set to legal Brazil. I was also looking at trademarks for that too. Bitcoin set to become legal payment in Brazil. Continue to allow the card name at McDonald's with Bitcoin. Be part of the plan with the next video. We want to start that week from the chaff. Create records you can trade. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. This is actually really important. I'm actually going to tweet this. It's official. Brazil, in a surprise Bitcoin move, will now accept it as legal payment and tender. With the caveat that it will be regulated. It's official. Yeah, this is actually really surprising. See, the thing is, I have everything set to Uganda, so they probably don't even know what Bitcoin is in Uganda. Oh man, but yeah. Okay, well there you go. Now I know what was driving today's price action all of a sudden.
Brazil is about to make Bitcoin a legal payment. So unlike El Salvador, which is a small country with only about 6 or 7 million citizens, Brazil has hundreds of millions of citizens. So think about that, okay? So
I forgot to mention. I spelled desperate correctly for the first time. Well, they will get more desperate and authoritarian. Okay. Alright, I'm going to post this on my Gab as well. Okay. Very good. It's a very exciting and interesting time.
So I told you guys, El Salvador is a test bed for all the other nations out there that have the same issues. You know, they're being stranded by the IMF and the World Bank, and they have a lot of citizens that are unbanked. They also may have economic issues, and so many countries out there are looking at what El Salvador is doing. Miners, right? So the miners getting in hardcore, not only not selling off any of the Bitcoin that they mine, but they're buying more, and actually some are actually borrowing against their Bitcoin to buy more Bitcoin. Let's think about that. Think about that concept, right? You're a miner, and you get...
Holy shit. You're mining Bitcoin, you're buying it, and you're borrowing Bitcoin using your own mined Bitcoin as collateral. That is a super crazy long position.
to actually take a loan against your Bitcoin that you're mining so that you could buy more mining machines to mine more Bitcoin. Think about it. You could rinse and repeat literally
Yeah, I'm
forever.
gonna do the same thing with the
So
U.S.
that's
government.
fantastic.
When I
That's
get my
fantastic.
lobbyists up.
And they now hold
Actually, how much does it cost?
$82.2 billion worth of Bitcoin. That's quite a lot. Quite a lot. U.S. Bank, one of the biggest banks in the nation, now offers Bitcoin custodian, or is a Bitcoin custodian, offers the services to their clients. But the thing is, this is all with the help of NYDIG. All these major
Damn, even at tier 2, I'm only gonna get this. I can track, and people will kind of know who I am, and that's about it. So we're looking at $24,000 a year for this. Proactive full service advocacy efforts will cost me $36,000 a year. Sheesh. Even if I'm a I mean, unless I actually have $1 million, I actually would not be able to afford this. I mean, I would be able to afford it, but I really need in return, like, something that, like, you know, I get like $10 million from the government in, like, loans or something. Nationwide advocacy and grassroots integration. Yeah, this one's a little bit crazy up there. Jeez, hobbyists make like a crazy amount of freaking money, man.
major banks that are acting as custodians all use NYDIG, which makes me wonder why you don't go straight to NYDIG in the first place. Maybe the requirements, maybe you do have to be a whale,
What is this?
like have several millions before ETF comes out. Then it becomes a much more likely, right? Every single corporate CFO will have to look at Bitcoin as a serious our life.
Okay.
It's about half a Bitcoin. It makes no sense that ETH, Max Infinity are gold-backed stable coins already, but they're not very popular because people in crypto don't want anything to do with gold. They don't care about gold. Even
I know.
I mean, there's such a big cap already. I mean, 10 billion. We'll see.
Okay. All right. Good enough. All right. So we'll just keep on moving along, and then just see how far it goes. I mean, I think like a pretty good thing would be Bitcoin hits 64 grand by Friday, going into the weekend. I think that would be just fine, and then maybe we could dip a little bit during the weekend, because usually weekends are not so great for crypto because everyone just sells off and goes away. Of course, the past couple of months have been anything but normal. So it's just gonna, I don't know, there's just gonna be a lot of things, but I mean, I have to compare that against, I can click this now. I have to compare that against this. I mean, if we hit Friday, Bitcoin's 64,000, but the RSI is like, I don't know, up here. I mean, that's not even anywhere close to the top, so I don't know. I don't know if I'd be willing to risk holding my October calls on the chance that it'll go even higher. I mean, that just seems unusually greedy. I think I might just be better off just taking my little profits and then just buying more calls into next year. Because I'm still technically operating on a loss, I think. I'm trying to recover it, so I don't know. Well, the good news is, if I'm wrong, those puts that I sold that expire at the end of October with a strike price of 80 grand, if Bitcoin expires at like 70,000, I literally have just basically stole all the money from the markets. So, and of course that doesn't include what the price of Riot will be. Riot is just way undervalued. Like, Bitcoin's already almost back to 64 grand, but Riot is down like 66%, 70%. That don't make no sense. So, in fact, let's take a look. We'll take a look and then we'll call it. Okay, so its aftermarket is going up like crazy. Yeah, this thing is way undervalued. Yeah, but I think it's getting dragged down by the overall stock markets themselves. So, all right, we'll see how it goes. So anyway, I got a lot of work to do. I'm gonna get back to learning my landscaping and so I can, because I'm eager to get back to working on the game. Problem is, Steam is now reviewing the game, so I actually can't upload. Technically, I can upload new builds, but the problem is I would have to then upload a new build of the servers because now the client and servers are out of sync. They're different data now, so it's just gonna be a huge hassle. I'd rather just wait until Steam approves the game and then I can go back to working like normal. But exciting times, and I can definitely tell Satan is resisting very harshly. Like I've noticed that more weird distractions are happening in my life. I mean, it's happened before, but now they seem to be a lot more. I shouldn't say a lot more pronounced, but they are happening a little more often than they should be. So I don't know, but whatever it is, God will take care of it. Okay, I'm actually curious about the Surface Pro thing. Great performance comes at a price. Holy cow! Yeah, I'm not spending $1,100. I will see you all tomorrow, which will be Wednesday, which is after the markets close. But yeah, I mean, I've been waiting a long time for this, and I think it's finally here. It's finally here. So now it's just a matter of just making boku retarded amounts of money, like left and right, So, all right, thanks for watching, and